All right, welcome to IB Virtual IB History 11. I'm Mr. Wendell, and if you were in classroom today, we would be kind of getting acquainted. Let's say your name is John David Smith, but you go by David. I would put Smith on the seating chart, and I would go around. Everyone would introduce themselves and let me know what name they prefer to be called, nickname or middle name, whatever. And how to pronounce it, how to pronounce both your first and last name. And so we're going to do that in a discussion board. So here it is, and this is what we would do in class. I would say, tell me your first name, your last name, how to pronounce both. Tell me something you like, and tell me an interesting fact about yourself. So what I would like for you to do is to do this virtually. So here's my posting. And I'd like for you all to do that over the next few days because I really want to get to know you. That's why I do this, and it's going to be harder to get to know you when the class is virtual. All right, let's see, what else? So what is this class? What is this class about? It's different than regular 11. It's shorter. We go from 1865 to 1929. That's all. But we go in much greater depth. For instance, we spend the whole last 9 weeks on the Great Depression. But we talk about the Great Depression in depth, the culture of the Great Depression. We talk about the Great Depression in Canada and Brazil. So it's just a much more in-depth history course. And the whole first semester, basically, is about the Gilded Age, in its broadest definition, from 1865 to about 1929. I'm sorry, the course goes through 1939. But that's why 1876 is such an ideal book. By the way, if you haven't read if you have read it, I hope you enjoyed it. If you have not read it, you still got a little over a week. We're going to have a 25-question true, false, and multiple choice reading check quiz on Monday, August 31st. So that's the first time we'll talk about 1876. I want to explain how the virtual class works. Now, some explanation. First of all, your peers who are doing a staggered schedule, they're going to be in this class as well, this Canvas classroom. We're all going to take the same stuff, and they're going to do it online on their Chromebook. The reason for that is first of all, I have 5 IB classes, and I can't teach 5 in person and 5 virtual if they're different. If we go into all virtual for everybody, it'll be very seamless. Or if a lot of people are absent or I'm absent, it'll be fairly seamless. So we're all doing the same course. And this was a pretty easy transition last spring. My class for about 8 years has been flipped, meaning I have lecture videos on YouTube, and most days your homework assignment would have been to listen to a lecture, and then you come to class and we discuss it. So we're going to try and do some discussion online. When you listen to a lecture, like it says right here, 8/24/2020. So our first lecture is for Monday, and here's a link to the lecture. And if you can't play the lecture here, just click on this and go straight to YouTube. Notes are very important. So this is a 2-year IB class, what's known as a higher level, HL. So you're going to take some tests at the end of this class, which means the end of May of 2022. So close to 2 years away. And don't worry about that. We've got some of it will cover the course that I'm teaching this year. Don't panic about that. We have an incredible review process. I'll come into Mr. Richardson's room. He teaches IB 12, and I will for several days in April, and we'll get a good review process going. But it won't work if you don't have good notes. So by all means, take good notes. I would, if you were coming to physical class, I might or might not give you a pop quiz. Just about 4 questions. And so that sort of holds you accountable. And I'll probably put that pop quiz for some lectures in Canvas form. So listen to lectures and take good notes. These dates are sort of suggestions. Most things that you do will be due on Friday at midnight, just sort of like we did last spring. Some things are different. The next week, you can't see this. I'm sorry, yeah, you can see this. I've already invited you. The quiz for 1876, that's got to be done on August 31st, that Monday. And it'll be available from 8 to midnight. It's only going to take 30 minutes. You can only start the test once. If there's a problem, let me know and we'll resolve it. There are going to be problems. Don't panic. We'll work it out together. I'm very reasonable. But most things will be due at midnight. So here's next week, 8:24. Watch this video. And I've not put forums in for you to ask questions if you have them, or quizzes yet. But I will do that. I will never put a quiz for every video. That's too much. Then 8:25 video, and that's a suggestion. You can watch them all tomorrow if you want to. Economics of Western Expansion Part 1. The next day, Economics of Western Expansion Part 2. And then you have an assignment. I want you to reread 2 pages of 1876. And I ask some questions about it. And I want you to write a reflection. That's not a big deal. It's 1 page. And doesn't have to be structured like an essay. I've got a document here to tell you how to write it. Or you can watch this short minute or so video to tell you how to write it. So no worries on that. And then I believe, there's one more lecture. So because I gave you that day, I don't give you a lecture. You don't have a lecture every day. That would be kind of excessive. Some days I'll use the time to do other things. So that's the first week, and that's generally how it's going to work. It will be organized like this, and you can see what's what. I'll always put, a week header here, and it'll be in sequential order. So it should be pretty straightforward. If you have any questions, you might want to ask those in the Get Acquainted forum when we discuss, and tell me your name. Do not hesitate to email me. I got a lot of emails in the spring. And I used to be an economics teacher, and my last 2 years I taught economics. I taught it virtually, so I'm familiar with this. Do not hesitate to email me. If we need to have a one-on-one Google Meet, that is fine. Feel free to request that. I have not determined yet when next week. We will have probably on Wednesday. We'll have a short Google Meet, a synchronous meeting where I can hear your voice and try to focus on getting to know you a little bit. We will not do much of that, and my schedule doesn't really allow the time for it. I think students generally like asynchronous work. But if ever you need to meet with me one-on-one, please don't hesitate to email and or request a Google Meet. I look forward to getting to know you better and look forward to hearing from you.